Right, I'm just going to juxtapose a few things here now. And it is about time, it really is about time humanity woke up, and especially women, really, because, you know, women are very distracted with their own physical form at the moment, and, you know, whether or not they're too fat or too thin, or the boobs big enough, or does the bum look big, or are the nails perfect, what about your teeth, what about your hair, your skin, this, that, the other. How many judgments are women juggling just in order to feel, you know, like a valuable human being in society? And so this is one very, very important point. Now, anybody who's looked at my previous videos about Christianity, and I've even made one to the Pope where I'm exposing the church Christianity, whether it would be Catholic or Protestant, church Christianity as a Luciferian cult, okay? That is what it is, a facade for. I'm not saying that the people who participate in that, whether it be as part of a congregation or whether it be as part of being a priesthood or whatever, I'm not saying that all the people that are involved in that today are aware that they're taking part in a Luciferian cult. But the fact is, that is the truth of the matter. They are, okay? We are dealing with, as I've said, ritual, human sacrifice, a celebration of human sacrifice, and then ritual cannibalism while kneeling before an instrument of Roman torture. I've explained in no uncertain terms the Celtic cross, based on the 4 equinoxes within the circle of time. That's the real cross. That's the cross of life, okay? That Celtic Christianity, which spread throughout Europe, embraced, okay? That was Celtic Christianity. They kept their nature faith, their druid faith. You know, these druids who the Roman Church later decided were all pagans. Well, those pagans were the first Christians. They were welcoming Jesus into their faith with open arms, as were the voodoo African Christians, while Rome was killing those people because they'd incorporated Jesus, because they found power and strength through Jesus to stand up for their humanity, to kick Rome out of their lands, to tell Rome to bog off, to tell Rome, sorry, no amount of your gold will make me do your bidding, because your bidding is actually inhuman and it is against the law. You're a criminal, go away. No amount of gold is going to make me commit crimes and even put my own soul at risk. You see, and that was the power of Christianity. People suddenly realised that they did have a soul, that actually the universe loves everybody, not just rich people, not just people who've got lots of gold. That was the understanding of it. And so, Rome, the Roman nobility, what did they do? Well, they usurped it, didn't they? They stole Jesus off the general populace, encased him in their church with gold, established this Luciferian cult, you know, wrote out their New Testament, so-called, decided to include Cerinthus' evil plagiarism of the original prophecies, which he presented as the work of St. John the Apostle under the title Revelations. Well, I tell you, read Revelations and read what? Read the misogyny, the inherent misogyny in it. Read how it all supports Lucifer, the morning star, okay? That's your Revelations. A horrible, horrible, disgusting, evil prophecy that basically claims that, you know, we're all going to wait for the end of the world, we're going to totally destroy, we're going to stand by and watch the planet get totally destroyed, and just Jesus will be there with 144,000 men who had never defiled themselves with women. Never mind if they've defiled themselves with having sex with children, you know, because as long as they've not defiled themselves with women, okay. So notice not one woman is standing with Jesus, because obviously they're all too evil to even be considered, aren't they? And, you know, the whole reason why this was done, because Rome is an oligarchy. It was an oligarchy. And standing in the way of Rome was the patriarchy. And standing in the way of the patriarchy, of eliminating the patriarchy, was the matriarchy. That's man, male and female, who Jesus said, I am the Son of Man, meaning both male and female. Okay? So, Jesus comes forward, he explains, male and female, equal in the eyes of God. Every child, VIP in the eyes of God. God doesn't, universal intelligence doesn't differentiate between rich or poor or big or small. All life is valued by the universal golden light intelligence that Jesus shared. Golden light, golden light. So, do we follow the golden light of universal intelligence, or do we follow the golden light that's emanating from the oligarchs' physical gold that they've committed every kind of crime to accumulate? Okay? That is the choice, and that was the choice that has been presented throughout the ages, and we can see that by majority, humanity has decided to follow the golden light of the oligarchical physical gold. But, you know, a large part of that is due to the very fact that humanity has been lied to and been thoroughly controlled and even terrorised by the oligarchical consciousness that did usurp Jesus from the people of the nature faiths. It did then demonise those nature faiths and call them pagan, devil worshippers, and it did also demonise any men and women who continued to practice any of the things that they've learned through those nature faiths by way of herbal potions or singing certain incantations or whatever. Suddenly, throughout Europe, I think it went on for nearly 300 years, that women and men and children were being systematically rooted out in every community. There was fear, terror, xenophobia spread, and these people were tortured and killed, and just it was just horror. And they were all obviously innocent people. Anybody who'd had a supernatural experience, or who had prophetic dreams, say, or had experienced telepathy, or somebody who had managed to heal somebody with some potion, you know, you name it, they were there saying that they were witches. Even little children who were just singing a little song, suddenly their song was deemed as from the devil. And people were literally whipped up into a state of xenophobia, and they were really, really afraid, and they had reasons to be afraid. The so-called Christian church was telling them of the day. The reason why is because these witches, they had powers to do some serious damage to people, and you know, they used their powers for their evil purposes, because you know, they want to basically just steal, don't they? They wish to steal something from people because they're evil, because that's what evil does. It's a criminal, isn't it? It breaks the law. So it wants to hurt them, it wants to kill the children, it just wants to hurt them because it's evil, because that's what evil does. It just wants to hurt people and also get whatever it wants, or use those people for its own purposes. So witches had the power to rob men and women of their fertility. They had the power to control the weather, destroy crops, poison the water, rain down fire and pestilence from above, cause livestock to become ill and die, and to make themselves invisible, and also they could withdraw your holdings from a distance. Okay, so that's 8 things that witches were able to do, and people were very, very, very frightened of them, and to such a degree, you know, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people all throughout Europe were being accused and tortured and persecuted as witches. And, you know, there was also an element of gain in this as well, because, you know, especially women, elderly women with property and lands, maybe they were an elderly widow or spinster who'd inherited this wealth, you know, it was a way of getting that property and lands. It was a way of getting people out of a community. It was a way that people, you know, perhaps somebody was jealous of one of these young women and, you know, decided to go and report her as a witch. You know, there's all kinds of things go on once you have that scenario, isn't there? But that is what happened, and that's what the oligarchs did. And it was a direct attack against the matriarchy to make sure that the women within every community really were silenced and, you know, absolutely shut up, because they're a danger, you see. And that's what Roman, the church, the so-called Christian church that established itself through Rome in Europe, that stamped on our Celtic Christianity, that stamped out African voodoo Christianity and replaced it with its usurpation, its Luciferian cult. Of course they didn't go around saying, oh, come and worship Lucifer, don't worship Jesus. No, they just put Jesus into their Luciferian cult. Because, as I've said before, we are dealing with ritual, cannibalism, you know, celebration over human sacrifice while kneeling before an instrument of Roman torture. That's the basic gist of it. A God that hates women and children. Apparently women and children are evil, and only man is favoured by God. And it does follow a law of might equals right to do as thy will. That is the simple law, the whole of their law. Are you powerful? Are you mighty? You can do whatever you want. You will be right. There is no law in this land going to stand against you. Have you got enough gold? You want to go and kill some children and eat them? Go ahead and do it. We'll find reasons to justify it for you. We'll cover it up. We'll kill anybody that dares speak out a word against you. Have you got some gold for me? I'll go and kill whoever you want me to kill. That was the basic gist of this consciousness that continues to this very day. And it is directly because the matriarchy was crushed that therefore the patriarchy was crushed, and that's why the humanity that is alive today is a youth. A youth that has never had a father, a true father, because the father was robbed hundreds and hundreds of years ago. What he's been dealing with is a construct, a Roman gender construct, that has cut the heart out of man, spiritually has cut the heart out of man, and spiritually decapitated the woman. Alright, today, men are reconnected with their hearts. Women are using their head, but still we're heavily, heavily entrenched in the lies of history. And we're still trapped in those same gender constructs with the same judgments, except with 21st century technology. So now I'm going to show you some witchcraft, okay? I'm going to show you some witchcraft, okay? This is witchcraft. Nuclear power. It's witchcraft. Because it is done in exactly the same purposes, you know, and I'm not talking about the pagan stuff that these people call themselves witches. Why they use that word, I really don't know, because it's an abomination, and there is no such thing as a witch. There's mad people that want to hurt people and think that they can, you know, say a few words and somebody's going to suffer really ill health. But actually, no, the witchcraft in the sense as was proposed by the so-called Christian church, the medieval Christian church, okay, this corresponds to it perfectly, doesn't it? The oligarch today and its filth that it builds with all its chemicals and its this and that, that's destroying our environment, destroying our health, polluting our waters. Well, you know, look at the powers that this oligarch has for itself today. After all the men and women that it subjugated throughout history, totally closed down any true sense of humanity, forced everybody to worship the false icon of Jesus as the Son of God instead of the real Jesus as the Son of Man, both male and female. Well, this is what you get. Because now they have power to rob men and women of their fertility, to control the weather, to destroy our crops, to pollute the water, to rain down fire and pestilence from above, to kill our animals, to make themselves invisible, and to withdraw our holdings from a distance. That is exactly what they can do now. They can do it with HARP. They can invade hack your computer and get your bank details and rob you. They can make themselves invisible, can't they? And listen to your conversations in your home, even record you, video record you. They can track you wherever you are with your mobile phone. Their invisible nuclear particles can enter your home and kill you. All of the things, everything. There is not one thing that they said that witches could do, right, that the oligarchs that accuse them today are doing. Not one single thing. Now, it was only a few hundred years ago. People think, oh, that was... No, sorry, it was a few hundred years ago. Our humanity, the light, the living light that we carry, that lived then to this very day, was accused for going about their normal day-to-day business, for making the herbal healing remedies for each other, for just being an elderly lady living in her own house on her own land, for just being a man who cares, who actually remembers something from his druid faith, just being a child for singing a song. Oh, we're all witches. Oh, just because we've had a supernatural experience. We're witches, we're witches. You know, I was actually accused of being a witch because I witnessed a light being. You know, that is what one church sect actually said to me, that I'm a witch. That you think, they think I've been involved in some sort of witchcraft. You know, I was at university studying history. How could I have been involved in any witchcraft? What, I witnessed a light being and received the message, universal law of abundance in compassion through an energy of bliss, and then I'm being accused by the church, by so-called Christians. I'm accused of being a witch. You know, just like that, so quick. Yeah, she's a witch. She saw a person made out of light. She must be a witch. Yeah? What's this? TEPCO. What is it? What is this? It is witchcraft. Witchcraft. I now accuse you. The accused, as ye accuse, so shall ye be accused. You are witches. With you witchcraft oligarchs, and you're going down, okay? We are removing this label minor from our children. They are not minors, they are very important persons. And anybody, any power on this earth that destroys their natural environment, that injects them with filth, that injects them with mental illness, that feeds them filth and pollution and destroys the life of our planet, I'm sorry, you are a child abuser. This is child abuse. Did we, humanity, ask for this? No, we didn't. Did we stand up against it wherever it's been? Yes, we have. Has anybody listened to us? No, because apparently the common people count for nothing. Well, according to Jesus, we do. And according to universal intelligence, we do. And you are out, witches, okay? And you want to think yourselves lucky that we are not. Us true human beings are not so evil as your so-called church Christian counterparts of the medieval period. Because, you know, I'm not one for lynchings and mob justice. I'm one for removing psychopathic, sadistic, mad people from their positions of power in this world and replacing them with people who have sense and sanity and a conscience and a heart of compassion. Because the head cornerstone that the builder refused, compassion, it shall be the head cornerstone. And you people are today revealed for the evil that you are. And you think you're going to get away with it. You think that you're living big in this world now. And a lot of you don't even believe in your soul, which science has now proven, because there's no way you can't get away from the quantum reality of your own soul today. It's a scientifically proven fact. Okay? You do have a spirit and a soul. And you will judge yourself according to the truth that you will know when you leave this body on earth. And you will know exactly how you have lived. And I tell you now, there are many mansions in my Father's house, said Jesus. And indeed it is true. And the life of this planet, you're going to sort it out, humanity. We are going to sort this out. This planet is going to be a paradise for the next generation. We do not bring children into life so that they can have to suffer this filth and repay the debts that you evil witch oligarchs have accumulated in order to give us filth. No, no, no. This, you're all going down. You will go down. The light of truth is out. The truth is shining. You people are going down. This is a brand new bright day. The sun is rising. The darkness is banished. And all will be revealed. All. There is not one of you will escape. The dead shall rise, okay? The common people that you've legally defined as dead. Witch oligarchs. They're waking up. They're rising. Okay? Your evil revelations, we say no. We say no. Like the people of Nineveh. We ask forgiveness. We change. We will live lawfully. We will implement the law. Establish the law. Universal law. It shall be. Because like the people of Nineveh, on hearing Joseph's terrible prophecy, we say no, 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 we don't want that prophecy, no. And it isn't going to happen, okay? Because that is our choice and that is our right. And that is why Jah gave humanity free will, not so that some evil misogynist Gnostic from history could dump a plagiarism on us. Claim it's from this apostle. And then, oh yeah, we're going to follow it. Oh, we're fulfilling God's prophecy. No, it ain't God's prophecy. And actually, universal intelligence doesn't want evil prophecies fulfilled, okay? Only a very stupid, ignorant, crazy species would want to fulfill revelations. Oh, but the rapture. Yeah, the rapture comes when you live lawfully. When you realise the truth that I'm telling you today. Then you get happy to know that you're a full human being. You do have a soul. You will be coming back again and again and again and again. So, as ye sow, so shall ye reap, humanity. You want to go running after gold? And the people that believe in that dead weight? Well, you want to see how heavy it weighs on your conscience when your quantum energy light being body has left this physical body on earth. You see how far you ascend with that weight of physical gold on your conscience. That is the only thing you've cared about and loved in your life. About what you could accumulate for yourself. And what you could do for yourself. And what depraved desires you could satisfy for yourself. Regardless of its impact on anything or anyone else. Because that's what the true definition of evil is. It takes nothing into account. It takes nothing into account except its own desires and ambitions and wants. It doesn't take anything else into account. Intelligence takes everything into account. So intelligence would not even dream of building a nuclear reactor unless we had a way of successfully dealing with a melt-through. You see? Have you got no way to deal with a melt-through? Oh, sorry, no. You can build a nuclear power plant in our country when you can explain to us how you will deal with a melt-through. Oh, but there's never going to be a melt-through. Yeah, but actually there could be a melt-through, couldn't there? Yeah, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just give us the money. We want billions, hundreds of billions and billions to build these nuclear power stations so you can have a nuclear bomb. An end-all war. This is end-all war. I mean, that is the biggest lie. The world's never stopped fighting. No. You see, sanity will... A patriarch, matriarch, when the patriarchs establish the matriarchs, you see, you've got to re-establish the matriarch to get the patriarch. You cannot get one without the other. The matriarch comes first. A man cannot be a father until the mother has given birth and until the woman has become a mother. Can he? And if she's got no rights as a mother, what is she? She's just a body producing what? Bodies to be controlled by this evil witch oligarch. And that is what is going on. So we've got to re-establish, we need to re-establish women's rights as they were before this evil, antiquated Roman crap got dumped into life through time after time after time. Well, the times are all over now, and this planet is on the brink of absolute collapse. And what's going on, this needs to be sorted out. Fukushima needs to be sorted out. All the other evils that are going on in the world, like for example with what's going on in Palestine against the Palestinian people, what's been happening in the Middle East, what's been happening to people of the West with this austerity business that is itself child abuse, it's economic terrorism, it's robbing children. Okay, until you give the women and children rights, do not expect anything to change anytime soon on this planet. Personally, if you cannot do it, humanity, I personally do never ever want to come back into life on this planet ever again. I am disgusted beyond belief, okay? It has been beyond my comprehension that an intelligent species could live so stupidly. But I've studied history and I understand why. And that's why I've got compassion in my heart still for this evil West, the 20% of the global population that is deciding to destroy this whole planet. Just purely, mostly, through doing nothing at all. That's all it takes. Do nothing at all. Just carry on living your life. Don't bother standing up for children's rights. Don't bother campaigning for justice. Don't bother speaking out. Don't bother writing to your MP. In fact, just do nothing at all. And I tell you, the more power you have in this society, in these societies, the more responsible you are. Okay? So you professional people, you better think very clearly about where your souls are going and exactly what is to become of you. Because you know, you're the majority are going to be born back on this planet. Do you think you're all going to be born back rich and affluent? No, sorry. Sorry. It's a lottery. Okay? And actually the odds against winning are far, far greater than odds of winning the lottery on Earth. The odds against winning the lottery on Earth. So, you know, you now know the truth. I've told you the truth, but I'm mad. You can dismiss me. I'm a witch. Okay? I'm a inferior side of man. You know, inferior, evil woman. That's me. Okay? According to you lot. But I'm showing you kindness, understanding and compassion, that I've taken my time to share this information because I do care about the children who are all born innocent and their children's children. Okay, I'm standing up for their rights. Whether I come back to this planet or not, I will stand up for their rights all day long to get rid of you horrible, horrible witches. Okay, and if you're not prepared to listen to me and take heed and change, well, expect the mob. Okay, expect the mob, because that's what you will inspire, isn't it? That is, you won't stop till you've been literally chased and hounded out of your places of power by the Heads on Sticks Brigade, innit? And then what will replace you? Probably another even more demonic, horrible power. So, you know, you are making your choice, humanity, no matter what side of the fence you sit on. And I don't want to hear about your ridiculous oligarchical politics, whether you're left, right, middle. You're just idiots. You know, we're socio-capitalists. That's what humanity is. You're not ever going to split us in half again. You're not going to split us ever in half again between male and female, black and white, socialist or capitalist. We are male and female. We are black and white. And we are socio-capitalists. Okay? So, you know, get with it, humanity. Please understand. This is witchcraft, right? Accept them for what it is. Call them out for what it is. Witchcraft. Destroying our planet. Okay, so you've heard it, people. You know where you are. You now need to ask yourself which side of the fence you are on and where you stand in the struggle.